Hi guys, welcome back to SJ Sports. Got new members, man like Fox, Van. So Van, we have to start. Let's just start with you got your team in the United. You know,
No,
how would you?
can you withdraw? Can you withdraw that? We are not new members. Can you withdraw that statement?
Well,
We are not
you
new
haven't.
members.
No, no, hold on. You haven't been here since the start of the
No, no,
season.
no, no. It doesn't
You're
matter.
already new members anyway.
No.
Yeah. Anyway, Fox, I'll start with you. How would you rate your season so far? 4 games, 2 wins, um, 2 losses. And then what? I'm gonna go consider. Consider what? I don't know, 7, yeah, 7 goals. So how would you rate your season right now? 4 games in, 10 out of what would you rate it if you have to rate it?
At this point in time, thank you very much for inviting us, and then thank you for allowing me to speak about Manchester United. It's
Mm,
not 100% good start for us, but it's not a bad start. At least we got some wins, very good wins, and then with
mm,
very good goals. So we consider it definitely, but I believe it is 8/10 at this moment for us, and there is always room for improvement. Looking at our squad, it's not the best. You cannot compare it with any other squad, top 4 teams in the Premier League. Even some of those teams, their reserve bench are bigger than our bench. But we are doing our level best to make sure that we match all the top four, teams, that we are playing against. But apart from that, so good, so bad. I mean,
mm.
we are doing our best, and then I know we are going into the right direction. We just need some adjustments, some room, some talking, and then etc. And I know with the expertise of our coach and our technical team, we're able to conquer all those obstacles. Thank you.
Van?
Yeah, thank you inviting me once again to SK Sports. Um, Good evening, all the viewers. Um, yeah, for Man United so far, as you question about our season, um, I think we have had a shaky start. Um, it's not what I expected. Um, Actually, it is kind of what I expected because of the poor preparation into the season in terms of transfers, in terms of um, how we went about with our preseason. Um, yeah, so we played 4 games. We won against Nottingham. We lost against what's it called? We lost against Arsenal and Tottenham,
Arsenal. Tottenham. Mm.
and then the fourth game was against we won the other game against 3-2 against no, the 3-2 was against Nottingham, right? And then
Tottenham,
we
yeah. And
won
then you
one.
beat Wolf.
We beat Wolves 1-0, 1-0.
Yeah, 1-0. Yeah.
All the 4 games, apart from Arsenal, where there were some bits that we played, you know, a bit better. The
Mm,
other 3 games, even though we won 2 out of the other 3 games, they were not convincing wins. Because if you
mm,
look at Nottingham, they were 2-0 up. If it was a top 6 team or
top 7.
top 5 teams,
Mm,
we would have lost that game. You know what I mean? Against Wolves, we were lucky to win 1-0. You understand? So it hasn't been convincing. Um, for me, there's a lot that I can say is the reason. But maybe we will delve into that more. But in terms of
mm,
so far, how we have been, we haven't had a great start, to be honest.
mm. Fair play. How to call it? Yeah, we need to talk about these people. How's it called? Anthony. I don't know the situation of Anthony. What from what I understand is like it's something to do with his girlfriend. So it's been said that what there's some stuff that he did with the girl. I don't know, beating the girl up or something like that. So I'm not sure because you are United fan. You guys are United fan, so you follow United more than I do. So probably you can tell the viewers, what's going on with that as well.
Yeah, so at the minute, what we can see from various news outlet is obviously
Mm,
Anthony has been accused of domestic
right.
violence, domestic abuse towards his ex. Um,
Mm,
Obviously, it's still at the early stage of investigation. He's, as you can see, he's been dropped from the Brazilian squad, and
yeah.
Manchester United as well. Today they gave out came out with a statement because the representative for Anthony's girlfriend, I mean ex-girlfriend, you know, put out a statement about Man United trying to cover up what actually happened. And Man United obviously came out with a statement countering that, saying that it's false. But they haven't denied that, they have sent a member of staff has sent a doctor to
Mm,
attend to Anthony's girlfriend. So obviously, we don't know much as of now, but it seems like it's not. It's going to be a serious. It's a serious allegation anyway, but it's not going to be the end of it. And obviously, we just coming from the Greenwood issue, and now we have Anthony. So being dropped from the Brazilian squad, they must have had you know some evidence to take that route. So Man United, everybody's watching what they're going to do, um, considering how they acted, in the Greenwood situation. So as for now,
mm.
it's just early stage, but we'll see how it develops.
Yeah, because basically he's been dropped to the Brazilian squad, and then the player that replaced him is Gabriel Jesus. They end up because Gabriel Jesus, they didn't call him, so he end up going last minute. So basically what they're saying is the police are taking care of his mobile phone to recite the how to call it, communication and all this. With Anthony, I don't know. With Anthony, it's like he's just unlucky. There's so many things happening at United as well. You guys are like you're losing players for like this allegations, rape, whatever. It looks like nothing is stable right now at Old Trafford.
I think Alka, don't go there with Old Trafford. We are cool because I mean, there's a saying, innocent
Mm.
until proven guilty. So
No,
that's
no,
why I
that's what I said.
basically
That's
it's
what I
at the
said.
early stage. It's at the early stage. This is why, for
Mm,
me, I would not even like to comment on that because it's tax free for you to accuse anybody. But it
mm,
is the law that needs to take its due course to investigate and see whether what you are alleging that individual is true or false. So us, we are just there trying to read, not everything that we also see in that media, we have to tend to take along or to believe in it. So at this point in time, what Man United did is right move, trying to find out from the doctor's point of view, and then try to get into to help the investigators do their work because they. Just as Van said, we were very unfortunate with Greenwood's issue, and they've taken that kind of step. So we're gonna watch and see what step they're gonna take, against Anthony's case at this point in time as well. But as my take, innocent until proven guilty. So I have
mm.
no comment to make on Anthony's case at this point in time.
Yeah, at this point in time, nobody has any comment to make anyway. We just said let's just talk about it a little bit and see. But is it going to be available though for the game against Brighton? Nobody knows at the moment, is it?
No, at the moment, that obviously Man United, it's a lucky thing. I would say a bit lucky for United that it's
Mm,
international break. So
yeah.
they've got 2 weeks to decide what's going to happen. So that would I know that the club will come out with a statement. And obviously everybody is waiting for their reaction, especially after being dropped from his national side.
Mm,
So we expect a big statement coming from Man United to see what he's gonna do, but what they're gonna do. But obviously, Georgian going back to history, obviously recent history of Mason Greenwood, according to what Man United did, I will
mm.
if I was gonna be guessing, I would say he probably gonna be dropped for the meantime until the investigations
It's done.
um, is done. So that's my expectation.
Mm.
But we shall see.
Yeah. The other thing that I want to point out is moving out to Anthony is Sancho. After the game against Arsenal, the manager came out and then like call out Sancho in it on the media, saying like it doesn't work hard enough. Basically, he's not training enough to be ready to join the team. So what do you guys make of your manager? Do you think that's the right decision of leaving out Sancho for the game, basically for the big game on the weekend?
Alka, for me, if at all that came from Ten Hag, for me, I think it's wrong to come outright in public to mention about players' performance. For me, I think if at all that is how it happened, it's a weakness from Ten Hag's side. What I believe in every player, like he had been assisting Sancho at the initial stage, every player has their own problem. And Sancho, we all knew, he said he had been going through certain, difficulties in his life. So coming outright in the media and then pointing out his, weakness, for me, that is unacceptable. It is not done. If that's what happened, I think Ten Hag owe Sancho an apology, so that at least that could drag his motivation, so that he can be on the pitch again to do his best. Because I read Sancho's comment as well, saying he has been a scapegoat for a long time, but all he wants to do is to play football. He has been doing his best, and then he hopes to train harder and then to represent the badge. That's our badge.
Do you think the manager is fair though, looking at Anthony's performance for like since last season? He's been performing like not up to the standard, and they got Sancho. That the manager is saying Sancho is not training hard. When Anthony is having bad performance every week, don't you think Sancho deserves more chance?
I think Alka, you made a very nice point there, but these are two different type of players. Okay, look at when we were buying Sancho at his prime, how Sancho were, the expectation we got from Sancho. Hey, Sancho will just run, and hey, Sancho will be, Sancho was fantastic. So, likewise, Anthony, but we had more expectation on Sancho when we're buying him than Anthony. But just as you said, these are individual decisions. Sometimes your single word could mean a lot in this way. It could mean a lot in that direction. But for me, they are all average. They haven't proven the reason why we bought them in the first place. And if they are going to be blessed, they should be blessed together, not one blast, one go free. That's my opinion.
One.
Yeah, I agree with Fax to some extent in terms of maybe Ten Hag could have managed the situation better in terms of not coming out to the media and just saying that, because you put in, Sancho in the limelight. Basically, you're feeding him to the wolves, because obviously, we've been seeing the criticism about Sancho and stuff. But that being said, all previous managers have done it. We've seen the likes of Mourinho, did it to Luke Shaw, and he had a reaction from Luke Shaw in terms of him coming back and proving his worth. Ferguson used to do it all the time, but at this day and age, obviously, I can understand football has changed. Players have more power these days. But that being said, in Sancho's aspect, I don't think it was right for him to come out with that statement, because basically he's undermining the coach. If anything, Ten Hag has been there for him for the last year or so. Sancho has been given, a couple of times to go, and work on himself. He's actually, put an arm around him just to make sure that he gets back to his best in terms of what Fax mentioned about maybe, he has been going through, mental health issues and all that, depression or whatever. But that being said, that statement that he basically put out, I think that was wrong. I think he was ill-advised, if anybody advised him to do that, or he just did it by himself. And up till now, that statement is still out there. I would have expected, with all the comments that are coming, probably 60-70% of the football world are not supporting Sancho's comments. Yes, Ten Hag, has said what he has said, but Sancho is being employed by Man United, and as a footballer, the only way you can get back to your critics is to work on the pitch. Do you understand what I mean? You've been paid £350,000 a week for you to perform for Man United. You understand? Yes, Fax is mentioning about two players here, Sancho and Anthony. Both of them are not living up to expectations. Anthony is being picked probably week in, week out. Maybe not week in, week out, but maybe more, a couple of games more than Sancho. But on the training pitch, we are not there. We're not seeing who is giving 100%. And according to Ten Hag, his statement clearly stated that Sancho is not given 100% in training. That's the reason why he wasn't picked for Arsenal game. So he's not consistent. 1 week he'll be giving 100% performance, and then next week he's not doing that. Do you know what I mean? So the manager has every right to pick the players that he thinks are gonna come in and do the job. You understand? But as I mentioned, at this day and age, players have power, and once they're in that what's it called, in that high ground, they wanna do whatever they want by going back and forth with the manager on social media. If this was Ferguson's era, Sancho would probably never play for Man United again. But because of the money we've invested and all that, they're gonna have to see a way around it. Obviously, they were trying to send him out on loan to Al Ettifaq, but that loan deal has collapsed now. So he's gonna have to try and make his way back into the team, or else, come January, he's gonna have to find a new club.
Yeah, that's what, for me, like when I watched Sancho against Arsenal preseason, he looked sharp. I think he was like one of your best wingers at the time. He looked sharp in preseason. I was like, looks like Sancho is coming back to his best. After first game against Wolves, he didn't start the day. He came on second half, if I can remember. And then against Nottingham Forest, I didn't watch that game because that game was on. It was on 3 o'clock kickoff, so I was watching Arsenal at the same time, so I couldn't watch your game. But it looks like from what I heard from United fans, they're saying like Sancho is like basically your best player throughout preseason and all. So most of them are very upset that the manager dropped him because like they believe Antony is not playing better than him. But for me, like I think you're right. The manager like gave him so many chances, but I don't think Sancho. For me, I don't think Sancho is a Premier League player. For me, Sancho is more like suitable to like German's league or any other because the tempo that he plays. Sometimes he can come and give you like 100%. Sometimes he can come and give you 10%. That's Sancho's performance. Like I don't think it's up to the Premier League standard, if I'm being like fair. But yeah, Ibulai, let me ask Ibulai as a rival fans, what do you think of this situation for Sancho?
Boy, Alka, I really wanted to contribute, but my little boy just came up, man. Yeah. And I've seen you advising people to keep the background noise, so I'll have to leave. I'll come back. I'll try and put him to sleep.
No worries.
I'll come back. I would love to contribute regarding that Sancho issue, but I'll come back. Inshallah.
Okay.
All right.
No worries. But yeah, so for me, like I don't know. I don't know the situation. How is it gonna be? Like maybe they're probably gonna go loan in January, or like you said, Van, you have to just fight and come back to the team. It looks like the manager, to be honest, is ready to give him chances, but for some reason, I don't know what's going on behind the scenes, And
yeah, this is a problem because obviously we're not in the training ground. We don't know what goes behind the scenes. Probably it will come out at some point, but just look at now the situation we have with Antony. If it's about playing time and that, Sancho, this was going to be his, if he delayed that statement, 24 hours or 48 hours, now it was going to be easy because he was going to be starting probably the next games if Antony is going to be, dropped from the squad. Do you know what I mean? So sometimes you just have to, I understand, it's hard, when managers are out there like criticizing you and all that. But, it's not the first time. So you cannot be fighting with the manager because at the end of the day, he's the boss. You understand? He's the one that picks the team. He's the one that's tasked to pick players. So the only thing you can do in return is whenever you have your chance, if it's 20 minutes, 10 minutes, 30 minutes, full game, just give your best and make the fans say, oh, why is he not, question the manager and say, why is he not being picked? You understand? But there's no point, arguing about you being criticized for not giving 100% because that's the least we expect from you as a Man U player, to give 100% whenever you're out there.
Yeah, fair play. Basically, time is already gone. So we have to talk about United. We're going to be here probably all night. So basically, as a rival fans, we go to Arsenal. Let me just hear your thoughts about Arsenal this season. 4 games, draw 1, 1-3. 7 goals, I think we scored. Considered 4? 4? Yeah. We considered 4 because it's considered 1 against Forest and 1 against Forest, 1 against Fulham. 2 against Fulham. So we consider like basically 4 goals here. 4 goals. So what do you think of Arsenal's season so far?
Arsenal's season so far, To be honest, I would have expected Arsenal to be more dominant so far for these 4 games than what I've seen because the way they finished last season, like obviously they were strong, push Man City, they were leading, all the way through Christmas, and Man City obviously, overtook them after January or March or whatever. But I was expecting, obviously, with all the signings that Arsenal have done, added to the squad and all that, I was expecting that Arsenal would be more dominant in terms of winning games convincingly and all that. Yes, they're winning games, but not as dominant as I thought. I don't know, probably whether the reason for that is the new additions, because obviously you have players that have been added, like the Declan Rices, what's it called? The guy from Arsenal, Havertz, and them lot. So they need time to adapt. Maybe that's the case. But I still haven't seen them perform, like they were performing last season. But at the end of the day, it's a result game business. They're still pulling out the results. Probably hence the reason why there's not much what's it called attention or much criticism for Arsenal, because at the end of the day the results matters. But if Arsenal wanna mirror what they did last season, they need to start playing much better and dominating games more than what I've seen in the past 4 games.
Yeah, fair play. You make some good points. Fox. What do you think of Arsenal? Fox.
Arsenal, I'll come back to the same thing. It's a young squad full of good lads with good energy, inspiration, very hungry. It's a tight, what we call title-less players. The players, most of them don't have any title in their lives, so they haven't won anything basically. The coach also is a title-less coach. You understand? So that's why your team is doing their level best. It's a very impressive team, and then you are doing good. This is exactly what you're supposed to do, and I applauded you for everything that you are trying to do, at least to get where you're supposed to be.
Yeah, fair play. For me, like Arsenal, Van made some good point. I think for me, Arsenal is like, I think the players that I haven't seen the same thing like Van mentioned. I haven't seen any like football that we playing last season and all this. But for me, I'm thinking about 3 things. It's either the players that we bring in. 2, I think I was changing system since the start of the season. Been changing system, trying to play party left back and all this, And then 3, probably also we have like maybe because of last season we've been starting well, playing teams out after the park, and then first half of the season, second half of the season, we came like tiredness and all this. So I'm thinking maybe Ateta is trying to like make the players to reduce more, not to like run or whatever. But for me, like things stands right now, we're winning. So the crisis is going to be very difficult right now. But I expect a lot from Arsenal. I don't like the system that we've been playing last season. I expect the same system. Yes, you're gonna have some games. You cannot dominate every game. And the Premier League right now is very difficult. Every team has improved, so it's gonna be very hard for you to dominate every single year. But as a football club like Arsenal, the money that we spend, I expect us to challenge this year. Challenge. What I mean challenge is like last season, at least 5 points, 2 points, 3 points. Yeah, not like 10 points. I don't want to see 10 points. I don't want to see 15 points. And I'm putting pressure on the manager. The manager needs to challenge, win a cup, and Champions League at this quarterfinal. A cup, it doesn't matter what cup you win, a cup, FA Cup or Carabao Cup, whatever, and then finish second. Because me, personally, I think City will win it. But I think we'll go close, but City will win it, right? So right now, the performance are not convincing me right now. But the 3 points are there. So for me, if I have to come here and criticize Arsenal a lot, that's going to be very hard. But one thing I'm criticizing the manager is the style of football. He needs to stop this playing part and left back and all. But the part is out for like at least 6 weeks. So it's not available for 6 weeks. So it's most likely he's going to play that 4 that he used to play 4 and then Rice and then play Harvard and all this. So I expect that system to continue. Even if Partey comes back, I expect that system to work. I think because of the system, that's the reason why we've not been playing like the way we've been playing, because we've got new players in the system and all this. So it's going to take time But I expect us to challenge. If we cannot win, the good thing about Arsenal right now, we're not playing well, but we win it. So that's just the mentality that we don't want to be like too far away from Man City. You need to keep up with City. So 4 games, 10 points, not a bad start to be honest. So, we're gonna move to Chelsea, the Blue Boys. What do you think of their season so far, Van? They spent £1 billion.
Well, obviously, Chelsea as well. They're kind of in the same, not in the same boat as Man United, but for them, I think it's a matter of not gelling yet. I think the team is there, and I can see the potential, but it's just one of them. Obviously, they have done a massive change of personnel in terms of the coach, in terms of players. Like if you see their last season team and this is compared to this season team, probably talking about 8-9 changes every on their match day squad. So they brought in a lot of young players, a lot of players obviously. So it's gonna take time to gel. It's not gonna, Rome wasn't built one day. It's gonna take time for them to gel, but I can see the potential there, as I mentioned. They haven't had a great start, and obviously with football, it's all about what's it called, consistency and having the belief, having what's it called, the confidence to be winning games. Because once you start losing here and there, then it's really going to be hard for you to build back that confidence. And another thing is, the Premier League is obviously it's the toughest league in the world. Any team can beat you any day. Most times, the thing that push you is the confidence that your players have, and also the fear you instill in other teams. That's what Man City have. They can play football, but obviously they have been dominating for a long time now. That now teams, whenever you play Man City, you're always going to be the underdog.
Yeah,
you understand, and that comes with instilling fear in other teams, because they know what you're capable of. Even on Man City, on their bad day, you always expect that they can win the game. You understand? So Chelsea has lost that. Chelsea had that before at some point. Arsenal had it when they were in the back in the early 2000s and stuff. Last season they started getting that back again, because you could see that like teams were beginning to say, what, this Arsenal team, people need to be careful about them. Man United obviously lost that, because nowadays the confidence is not there. Any team can come to look at Nottingham. Nottingham came and they were happy to play their game. So for Chelsea, they need to get that again, and to get that it takes time. You're gonna need to win couple of not just a handful of games, but many games for teams to start being scared. You know what I mean? So yeah, I'll give them time, but they need to start getting things right, because obviously you mentioned the amount of money they spent, so they need to start mirroring that on the pitch.
Yeah, that's a fair point. Facts.
Yeah. Yes, can you hear me?
Yeah, we can hear. What do you take on Chelsea? The season so far, 4 games in, 2 losses, I think. 2 losses, 2.
Yeah,
1 draw, 1 win.
Chelsea, I think Van has made a very fair analysis on Chelsea, and that's where I stand too. So it doesn't matter the type of players that they have, even they rob certain players from you based on money, but still they cannot do it if they are not that much, united with confidence, and then built up that skills and confident of winning games and threatening other teams to be scared of them. So Chelsea needs some time. They are on that, that process of rebuilding their confidence to able to compete in the Premier League. I totally agree with what Van has just analyzed regarding Chelsea. That's also my take.
I've got a question. Who do you think at Chelsea right now needs like a big season out of the players? Who would you think needs like a big season? Which player would you mention like?
For me, Chelsea don't need any players. They have everything.
No, I need like
They
player
have everything.
that needs to perform better than last season.
That's what I mean. That's what I mean. They have everything. It's just a matter of those players need to be on their best. They need to gain that confidence, that momentum to play games. Because if you look at the quality players that Chelsea have compared to Man United and even Arsenal, it's unbelievable. It's unbelievable. But why can't they do it? Because they lack the confidence. They lack the composure.
I was reading an article today. All the players they signed, they're under 25. That shows you how young their squad is. Under 25.
Yeah, definitely they have everything.
Okay. Yeah, so for me, like Chelsea, if you guys checked out my top four, I didn't put them on my top four. I know a lot of Chelsea fans are saying like I'm biased or something. It's not, because I feel like the new manager needs time. It's going to take him time. Yes, he got the players, but it's going to take him time. And he had like one preseason. It's going to take him time to implement his system. So I didn't put them on my top four. I put them like top 6. I think they'll finish 6. I think this season, whoever finishes 50 will get Champions League anyway. It's 1-5 this season. So I put them 50. I think Chelsea are not ready. And that shows they are not ready. Because when I watch their games, yes, they dominate, but they cannot score. Because all the players they have up front, they're all young. They lack experience. So if you cannot score in the Premier, and I don't understand how can Chelsea spend all this money without a top striker. So I think that will come back and bite them. But for me, I didn't put them on my top 4. I think next season they'll become more better than this season. But they still have like room to improve anyway.
Yeah, you mentioned a very important point there about most of the players or all the players that they signed are under 25. That just shows the lack of experience in the team, and that's very important when it comes to the Premier League. So another thing that you said was who we think should have a big season. Yeah. Basically, you would like to say everyone that they signed, because they signed them to come and perform well. Then again, in a normal circumstances, you bring in like 3-4 players, and then you expect them to take time to gel their first season, and then the second season you start saying, oh, they need a big season. But in Chelsea's case, most of their players have been signed, this season, or at least last transfer window, which was in January. So all of them basically need time. So are the Chelsea fan or Chelsea, Chelsea owners, are they ready to, give that time to the players and the manager? That's the question.
Yeah, you mentioned a good point as well, Van. The time right now, I've seen people saying Potter out. So this is
so
where
you mean thingy, not Potter. You mean
what's it called? The name of the manager, man. I forgot, man. Yeah, they want him out. A lot of fans are some of them want him out, So we have say here.
I think Chelsea need to pay money and get Mourinho back.
No, we don't need Mourinho. Mourinho has done his bit and he's gone. So that's it. The only two managers I want to see at Chelsea. Pochettino, it's got time, bro. It's just time. Let the team gel, force it. Let the team gel, force it. The team hasn't gel yet. He hasn't even got his 11, though. He's starting 11. He hasn't even got it, bro. He's changing
how many players do you guys want then? How many players you got right now?
How many players we got? We got 23-man squad, but we got other players that are in the reserve team that are not even in the, like, they don't even make the bench.
Yeah, but solely you guys got a big squad, innit? Even with injuries, you should be able to.
I'm not saying we haven't got a big squad, but out of the let's go back to 2021, two years ago, that 23-man squad that Chelsea had. Do you know how many people are left in that team right now?
Reece James, I think.
Reece James, Chilwell, Thiago Silva, and Chalobah. 4 people. 4 people, yeah. That's all what's left. So all these players we got now new, or they're not even new. They was with Chelsea, but they got loaned to another team. They've come back, but they haven't played together. So let the team gel. But he needs to get it. He needs to get it sorted by the next game.
Yeah, I was gonna ask you that. What do you expect?
If you say Roger is fit to start next game, at least he's a strike. I know he hasn't played football for 12 months. I know that. He's still got time as well. Well, time at this stage is not on our essence. It's not on our hands.
Yeah, I was gonna ask what do you expect from the manager this season? What do you expect? What is your expectation?
I expect him to do a good job. I expect him to succeed at Chelsea. I expect him to succeed because at the moment he's getting.
When you say succeed, what do you say succeed? What do you mean, like top four?
Like top four, obviously, where Chelsea belong for the past 20 years or whatever. In that, or you would say in that 20 years, we've been twice. It's only one season that we haven't made the Champions League, innit?
So he must win a trophy then this season.
I would. If you expect him to do after spending 1 billion over a year, you expect him to do that.
Say I don't cut you there, but I have the feeling if Chelsea's players they are put together at the right sense, they can even take this, Premier League. Trust me. That's my belief. My take. I'm not saying any banter from Arsenal fan, but that's what I believe in. No, trust me. Looking at the caliber of players Chelsea have, they are quality players.
But look at the stats. Look at the stats in the Premier. They were saying the stats at Chelsea.
Yeah, but my problem with Chelsea is they don't have a goal scorer.
Yeah, that's the thing. They're doing everything right. Look, the stats, they're saying it. The ball possession, like controlling the game, getting chances. But like I said, the last bit, what we need is the goal scorer. That's the only thing we're lacking. But we're doing everything right. All these Premier League games, we've been home and away. We've dominated all games. But how come we didn't win against Liverpool? I don't know.
Yeah, I think Fox. I think you're going a bit far there. I don't think Chelsea will win the league anyway. To be honest,
we're not saying.
I'm not being biased.
I'm not going bit far, Alka. That's the truth. Look at the players they have. You're saying bit far. You underrating. You undermining Chelsea. It's not my team. No, hold on. It's not my team. But don't undermine them. They are very good players, and their coach is very experienced. Far better than your coach.
Yeah, but listen,
their coach is far better than your coach. 100%.
100%.
You know that.
But my
exactly.
Point is,
so don't undermine them.
Yeah, 1 minute. My point is, I was talking to Van earlier. Yeah, to win the league, this manager just came in. You putting pressure on the manager already, and in the next 3 months, if things doesn't work, Chelsea fans they will turn up on the manager and say, sack the manager. So for me personally, I don't think Pot is right. Is on the level to win the league right now. To win the league, you need at least another preseason. Because right now he's struggling even to play. Chelsea are struggling to pick their best 11. If I'm 100% sure, am I wrong?
Yeah, because of this, like in that 11 team we're picking at the moment, there's 4 people that are supposed to start and they're not in the team.
This is it. So
supposed to start, they're not in the team, all injured.
Yeah. So to win the league, yes, you got the players, you got the quality players, they're all top players. But to win the league, you need to have like a stable team that the manager will know this is my team. This is where the team I'm going to play week in, week out. And to win the league, you don't need players like Reece James to be missing 10 games per season, 15 games per season. So to win the league, you need a squad. You see, City have proven because they got the squad. If they have injuries, they can bring somebody in. That's why they end up winning the league last season. Arsenal didn't have that. They didn't have the squad. But this season, our squad is better than last year. So, Ebola, what do you got to say?
Boy, Alka, thank you. Boy, facts. I don't know where you believe Pochettino is better than Arteta. Pochettino can't be better than Arteta, bro.
Yeah, Ebola, I don't mean to cut you short, no disrespect, but let's be frank. Pochettino, I'm not saying this as a Chelsea fan, but let's be honest though. Let's give the guy the flowers.
Yeah, but what has he done to suggest that he's better than Arteta?
He is more experienced and is better than Arteta.
What do you mean more experience?
Experience.
In experience in what?
No, experience. Experience, yes, 100%. But let's say in England,
I wouldn't even give him that. I wouldn't even give him that.
No, you've been biased now.
I'll give him that.
I wouldn't even give him that.
As the Man U fan, just say something.
No, listen, I'll give him that.
No, let's be honest. Let's give the guy flowers.
I am giving the platform to talk. Yeah.
The problem.
Let me just have my say. What I'm saying is, okay, go on. Go on.
Let me explain, and then you can take over. My point is, Pochettino, to say Pochettino is better than Arteta in England, it's not going to work because Pochettino hasn't won. He hasn't won nothing in England. At least Arteta have won the FA Cup. So experience, it's down to experience. Experience, yes, Pochettino is ahead for me. Ebola, you going to continue?
For me, he's not better than Arteta. 100%. And I'm not saying this as an Arsenal fan. Bro, we all been following Pochettino, all of us. We all football fan. We all followed him from Argentina to Spain. From Spain, he did well. And when he came to Southampton, that gave him the Tottenham job. After that, what has he done? He went to look at this PSG team. He had everything under him, bare money, open checkbook. He couldn't even do nothing in the Champions League. And you're telling me he's better than I've heard you said you dominated every game you played this season. How many Chelsea games have you won 90 minutes this season?
All of them.
What game did you dominate for 90 minutes? Tell me.
What game if we still dominated, I didn't say 90 minutes. I said we dominated all the games we played.
Games.
Huh?
He means like they were good
games
like,
you played. But domination, it means you don't have to be good. You dominated a game. You dominated your opponent in every aspect. That's how I see it. I don't see it like that.
If I say we dominate, obviously if we dominate, all the teams we played in the past, what is it, 3 games or 4 games?
4 games.
All the teams got battered in West Ham in the last 50 minutes of that game. I didn't watch your game against Nottingham Forest.
The game should have been finished at first half. Did you watch the first half?
Yes.
No, you didn't watch the first half.
I watched that game.
If you watch the first half, you know Chelsea should have finished the game there and then at the first half.
You played well in spells, not like you dominated for the whole 45 minutes. You got good chances to score. You got good chances to win. Sterling was one of your best players. But after that, you got nothing. You didn't offer nothing going forward. I didn't watch your game against Nottingham Forest. I didn't even see the winning goal of Nottingham Forest. I watched your games against Liverpool. You were good in patches in that game, but you were not very, very good. I don't know what's all this fuss about Chelsea. You guys ain't finishing in the top 4, you know. Not this team, you know.
Now you've been biased. You're not talking about football.
Now you're talking
as a rivalry. You're not talking as a football. Now you're talking as a rivalry because you don't want Chelsea to finish top 4.
What have you seen in that team that gives you encouragement in terms of going forward? Your manager is here changing that system every 3
Yeah, because he's 11. Pochettino's 11 is not in the team. Obviously, he's gonna balance it. We depended on Nicholas Jackson to strike. One striker we got at the moment. There's no striker there. One striker, apart from Broja. Broja, they said he's fit next game. But at least the guy hasn't played for, 13 months. He hasn't played football. Yeah. So that's what I'm saying. So you don't expect, like I said, I said Chelsea, before we go spend Lavia, all of these players. I'm not saying they're not worth it, but what I'm trying to say that we should have said, Chelsea got up on checkbook like any. Pochettino should have said, you know what, I want that striker, I want that number 9 striker, and after that, then sign me whoever you want to sign. But I need that. But he didn't put his foot down. He waited till last minute, and then he kept on saying, I need a striker, I need a striker, I need a desperately.
I think that money quickly.
That's what I'm saying. Chelsea, money is not the issue. If Chelsea wanted Osimhen and they say 130 million euro, I'm telling you that Ted Bowie would.
No, they could have got him. I agree. They could have got him.
That's what I'm saying. They would have got him, but that's why he didn't do that. So now, at the last few days of the end of the season, everyone, we won Sancho, we won Smith-Rowe, we won him. That's it. It didn't work. That's what I'm saying.
And you guys seriously wanted Smith-Rowe, yeah?
Yeah, but that was a fan talking. It didn't go any further. It was just a rumor, innit? It didn't go. But I'm just saying, it was just out there. Ivan Toney, last minute, they wanted to sign play, even though the guy cannot play football till January. Yeah. They wanted to sign him. That's desperate buy.
Yeah, but all banter aside, I think he got a big job on his hand, you know, with that Chelsea squad. 100%. Because you got too many players. If you look at that and they're young. That's what I'm saying. The reason why
Chelsea right now, the oldest player apart from Thiago Silva is only 25 years of age, and that's Chilwell.
That is hurting the team as a whole, because even Thiago Silva, you hurting him. The guy cannot even play 3-4 games in a row. But now he has to play. He has to play because of.
Yeah, but he has to play. But that's what I'm saying. But is it Badiashile is injured? Yeah, he's back next game. Fair enough. Fofana, God knows when he's gonna be back.
Yeah, he's very unlucky since he came to Chelsea.
I know, innit? Fofana, God knows when he's gonna be back.
Yeah, you're saying Pochettino hasn't got his 11 yet.
Yeah.
Can you hear me? it seems like you're struggling to hear me.
Yeah, I
But I
can
think
hear
next time you need to change your mic. Your mic is. But
no,
next time you can just carry on.
Man, don't dig with the mic.
Is it better
now?
Be more get mic, yeah?
Why, yeah, it's better.
No, Mike, Mangla don't dig.
Yeah.
I
So
could hear you.
she was saying Pochettino don't know he's 11 yet. But as Ibola mentioned, Pochettino has a big job because the problem you have when you bring lots of players and sign them for big money, they all expect to play, and you're gonna have preference in terms of the fans. Potter had the same issue. Potter had the same issue because there were certain players that he was trying to find his best 11. Obviously, time wasn't on his side because Chelsea were not having the right results on the pitch. So that was pressuring him to try different things. And if you keep trying, you want to be trying things at preseason, not into the season when you're chasing for points.
I said exactly.
So what's it called? Pochettino is going to face the same problem because you're saying that he hasn't picked his best 11. But even if all the players in Chelsea they are fit, he plays 1 game, 2 games, and those players that you think that, he thinks that, these are my 11, they're not firing in all cylinders. People are going to start saying, why are you not playing the £100 million player on the bench that you bought? You know what I mean? This is where the problem is going to bring because all the different fans have got different preferences. So time, as you're saying, time is not an essence right now, but time is an essence for Chelsea. They need to realize that, even if I was a Chelsea fan right now, I would like to finish top 4, but I wouldn't put that pressure on the manager to even try and push, winning trophies or whatever. Settle the team first for this season because he has a big job, to do. Settle the team first this season. If you finish top 4, bonus. If you don't finish top 4, at least push your luck, and then next season you will know, which kind of players that you're going to be playing or who's going to be on the bench and that. But right now, it's going to be very difficult. Very, very difficult. I don't agree with the Chelsea, style of recruiting players. I know these Americans, it's all about money. All they're doing by signing under 25 players and all that, giving them long contract, is for the future when they're selling them again to make more money.
You think it's for the future? It's not even for the future. They're trying to bypass the FFP. That's why they're giving them 8 years, 9 years contract. Because with that, they can. The selling team are happy for them to structure that payment structure in few years. But like you said, I 200% agree with you. Even Pochettino, he knows there is no time. You're talking about he doesn't know his best 11. You mentioned that, Van. Why do you think he changed his system from the first game to against Liverpool? That was against Liverpool. Then against West Ham, he played a different system. This time you got Sterling more central. He was playing like that. Against Nottingham Forest, I didn't watch that game. I don't know what system he played. He's even tried different formation, but he will be lucky because of his name. He's not Graham Potter. Graham Potter got this sack so unfairly, in my opinion. They should, because you cannot get a guy in January or December or whatever, and you give him 20, you give him 20 or 18 new players, and you expect him to work wonders.
Is right.
It's practically impossible. I'm not a football consultant or whatever, but look at what we did. I looked at our example. Arteta, when he came to Arsenal here, Edu came. That helped. We had a good plan. Edu was where? In Brazil as a general manager in the team. We had a good plan. We said, listen, what we're going to do is we're going to keep players that we think we can build a team around. 2, 3 of them. We started building the team around them. The high earners, when we looked at our budgeting and the wage bill, how many players that we bought for 45 million, and they were crap. They were earning big money on a team like Arsenal. 5 years, 6 years, you haven't been in the Champions League. Something needs to give. Aubameyang, he messed up, he's gone. Those were Ozil. I wasn't happy the way he left, but he needed to go because when you rebuild it, you don't need passengers. You don't need passengers. 100%. Either people come into buy into your idea of doing things, or they can go. And that's why I give credit to the Kroenkes. I think they back Arteta to the best of their ability in terms of making big decisions, letting big earners go when they shouldn't. Aubameyang, we all were upset. because before he left, he did well for us. He won us the FA Cup. One few months time, he messed up. We let him go. Everybody was upset. But you look at the decision now, you think, yeah, that's the right. You now that you got everybody who never won anything, they're just fighting to win something. So you either go down this route or you go down what these Americans are doing right now in Chelsea. You want to spend money, you spending money. But the money you spending is how many players? You look at that 11 and all these players you buy. I'm not even joking or bantering. I wouldn't take nobody in that Chelsea team right now on current form. Right now. I'm just being honest. On current form. Because they're not playing as a team. Some of these players, and football is about confidence. Look at the guy they bought from Brighton. Look at the both games that he had. He's unrecognizable to what you've seen at Brighton. But this is all comes down to what Van is saying. You can be a good player at Brighton today. Everybody will talk about you. Because there, if you win, you played well. If you lose, you play well. You will still have that name. But if you're playing for the like of Arsenal, Manchester United, City, Chelsea, if you win, you have to win. If you lose, you have to win. Because defeat is totally unacceptable, 100%. Especially those caliber of players. It's just the nature of the football club you represent. Nothing to do with, oh, look at him. Now people will start, let him have bad games. Everybody will start. The same thing happened to us with Rice. Because when he comes to Arsenal, everybody was like, he's not worth that money. But personally, I think no player is worth 100 million. But it's the current market. You have no control over this. But then if you perform, English fans are honest. If you perform, they will take you on board. They will support you. If you don't perform, they will just come on you. So for me, I looked at the Chelsea project. I'm like, I don't see. I'm not inside the club. I'm not a fan of the club, but I follow them. I follow football. But for me, I haven't seen nothing that is convincing in that project. Under Abramovich, when he came, he knew what he wanted to do. He went for the best manager. Jose was hot at the time. He won the Portuguese League. He won the Europa League. He won the Champions League. He got him. When he got him, Jose was solid. He wanted a defender. He got Carvalho. He wanted a centre back. He got John Terry was already there. Then he said, listen, I need a striker that can fight for me. He went and get Drogba. But Chelsea is just like vibes. They just buying players that everybody wants. To me, that's how I see it.
Nicole.
Yeah, that was 2 years after. But I'm telling you, the first time he came to England. So you build your team solid. Ferguson done that for years. You build your team either from the back or midfield, and then you build the structure. Look at the manager, the kind of captain Manchester United had over the years. You're talking about Brian Robson. You're talking about the, what's his name, Roy Keane. Even the Neville brothers, they were hardcore. They buy into the idea. You come to Arsenal, Tony Adams. Patrick Vieira came later on. Then Chelsea, they got a very good captain there. When he left, I think they just have to let people come back. Those who were in the club, people like John Terry, maybe they should be more engaged in that club to help them out. Because every team is doing that now. You get your core, very important ex-players to come in, and then because you have to sell the value of the club. But let's see how it goes. But on current form, I can't even see Chelsea finishing in European positions.
Yeah, that's what I was gonna ask. So you said, where do you think Chelsea will finish then this season?
I don't know where they will finish, but I know we will play.
I
don't agree with all what Ibola is saying though. Someone else is saying it's a rivalry talk. You can't just say that you don't see Chelsea. Well, Casado played 2 games since he came to Chelsea, although their debut was not what we expected. He made an error, obviously. He didn't train with the team he went and played. The second, but against Forest, what did he do?
I didn't watch that game.
Okay, then, if you go back and watch the game, the guy basically controlled the midfield. That's why Enzo was the, I don't know, like the same issue we couldn't score.
But it's Forest.
But to control
Forest,
exactly.
But don't say it's just Forest. Forest is giving every top team here trouble last season. Every single top team had a problem with Forest. Don't say it's just Forest.
You will have a problem if a team like Forest dominated your midfield at Stamford Bridge.
Yeah, it will be an issue, but they've dominated more. But anyway, moving on. Yeah, let's move on.
Forest beat Chelsea.
Yeah, I know. That's what I'm saying. I didn't say we lost. I didn't say we won the game. We're talking about. He was asking about. I know he was talking about Casado.
Yeah. But the question Alka asked is, where do you think
Where
Chelsea?
do you think we are? I think
No,
we'll
you're gonna
be on
finish
the
this
top.
season.
We'll be in the top. We'll be in the top 600%.
Top 6.
Yeah.
Okay, fair enough. I agree with you as well. I think Chelsea will finish top 6.
Top 6, yeah.
Yeah.
That's why I put
top
Chelsea
4,
6.
I'm not sure. Top 4 maybe is a long shot, but top 6, yes.
Yeah.
Remember, I put Chelsea 6, and everybody, Chelsea fans are coming for me. You know,
but I just say with the top 6, so anything is possible.
Yeah,
but at current, I'm not saying it's not possible. Anything is possible because form can change. But the way they are going with this new team and lack of strikers, if they fall behind until January, who are you going to get in January to come and help this team? Some of these top strikers.
Exactly.
So things has to change. Exactly. Yeah. Because in October, you see their schedule in October. When the real thing kicks in, then they will realize that, we lack a goal scorer here.
The only advantage Chelsea have over other teams that are fighting for obviously top 6 is they only have Premiership to play.
1 game a week. Yeah.
Yeah.
I agree.
You know, teams
that's where squad management comes in. Your squad, Man United will have that ability to rotate because from next week now it's 2 games a week. Players will have to be on their toes.
Do you think we got at this current situation we are in? Do you think we will have the ability to rotate? We're gonna be struggling.
No, obviously you got a striker now that looks like a player. I've watched him at the Serie A, but I've seen him on Sunday closely. I think he looks like a player. If you can feed him,
I didn't say it. I said to Alka. Alka did not say that to you.
Yeah, he looks like a player, bro.
I said he looks like if he's settling proper, he's gonna be a danger. He's gonna be a danger. I didn't say
they just need to play to his strength. That's it. Some of these strikers you play to their strength. Get people behind, let them drop the ball, support, feed him quickly. That's it.
The problem is rotating for us is the back.
Yeah, but Van, when I say rotating, I don't mean the whole team. Let's say now, Bruno Fernandes. Look, let's say now Bruno Fernandes, Bruno Fernandes, Rashford, your keeper, and Martinez. If they fit, they look like they're untouchable because you don't have that depth. I agree with you on that. But the rest, look at Martial. What did he offer at Arsenal? 0. The boy did more than what Martial did in 70 or 80 minutes. 100%. People like him. Yeah. But you have to, Sancho, I was going to come into Sancho, what you guys talked about. I understand. I agree with you and Fax earlier on, before I left. You were right. He shouldn't have come up with those sort of statements. But frustration got to him. You will agree. No, it's frustration. Alka, imagine a player, a professional player. Then your manager is coming out to say you don't train well. Bro, do you think recruiting teams only look at your behavior on the pitch? Bro, they will want to know how you train. They will want to know how you behave outside that football pitch. All these things are part of scouting. You will need to know how Alka trains every day. And it looks like he had a problem with training. At Dortmund, he was sent back.
Yeah, at Dortmund,
Man City, when he was young, he was sent home for lack of. And even England, Southgate did mention it on a press conference. He didn't say he didn't train well, but he was talking about his commitment in training. Managers will pick players that will give you 100%. We all remember Jose Mourinho when he was talking about Drogba, that I can go to war with him.
Yep.
You think that just means he will score me goals? He knows when the battle is hot, Drogba will stand there. Even if he's moving with one leg, he will play.
Yep.
But there are certain players that they can come and you tell them, are you fit to play? They say no. Some of them will not even take injection. And you cannot blame them. It's their body. But I'm just giving you an example. When you don't train well, you don't expect. And I agree, the manager did nothing wrong. He was in a press conference, heat of the moment. This English media, somebody must have had something and he put it to him. He was honest. These foreign managers are honest, They will tell you as it is. They're different from the English managers. They're foreigners. They will tell you as it is. They will tell you, listen, he doesn't train well, so he's not playing. What did Pep Guardiola said about Kevin Phillips here? He's fat. He didn't say that he's overweight, not the word fat, but he's overweight.
Yeah.
So they're sending you signals. If they bring it out in the media, they're sending you signals to say, yeah, this is what the manager said about me. So they're sending you signals to get up and play. For me, that's how I see it. Maybe his agent or whatever, he's badly been advised, or he could have let it slide until Monday settle it. Because to be honest, that manager has backed him. Last year, he gave him 3 months off when he had personal issues. So you cannot just come here and say, oh, Ten Hag throw him under the bus, or he did that, or he did that. No, he backed him, bro. Last year, nobody seen Sancho. If any interview he goes, he will tell you he's having issues to deal with, so we give him time. A club like Manchester United, what other support do you need? What other support do you need?
And the funny, sorry not to interrupt you, but the thing that pissed me off more is after seeing all the backlash he's having on social media, Sancho, he still haven't put that down. At least the least he could have done is delete the post.
Or apologize to the manager face to face.
Or delete the post. At least we will know that okay, you
made an error.
And then he's human. He might be not even advised by anyone and just went on Twitter because you on the control of your sofa and type whatever. But after dissecting everything, at least go back and delete it.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? And then see how you can work. Look at Anthony now. Anthony might be dropped from the squad. Now you can come back and work hard. If you're passionate about the game, work hard and then
get back into the team.
Do the talking.
Yeah, get back into the team. Sometimes you have to win the fans over when you made silly mistakes. Like you said, even United, when I look at United now, currently, you look at United globally, you don't touch United. They're one of the biggest. I keep saying this, but people think, oh, no. But that name, just that name, you representing an institutions like that. Bro, you should behave yourself in a best, because if you go anywhere around the world now, you talk about United, everybody, any kid outside there in a village will tell you one player that represented you. Ronaldo is one of the most famous players in the world. He represented United. But I think you guys should have taken the hit and keep Greenwood. I'm very controversial in that. I know he has done wrong, but everybody deserves a second chance.
Yeah, you're right. But I think Greenwood needed to go out a bit and come back.
Fair enough.
He needed that.
Fair enough.
But
you look at their current. Yeah, go on.
Go on. Finish.
No, I was just thinking, imagine I was in that position of power to make those decisions. I would have kept him. What will happen? Look at what they're saying about the Saudis. They here owing football clubs. People will just back about it. I know it's what he did. I'm not going to defend that. I'm on an open platform with cameras and everything. What he did was wrong. But if you go on a court...
Boy, Ibulo, before you go, you are wrong. The court says he did not do anything. That's why he was acquitted and not found guilty.
But that's what I was coming to that. What I mean by I'm in a camera, just to people out there to realize that I'm not supporting what he did. But if
that's what I mean. The way you said it, meaning he did it. The court said he did not do it. So I don't think you understand where I'm coming from.
No. Facts. I think you're having it wrong. The court didn't say Greenwood didn't do it.
He was found not guilty.
That charges were dropped because lack of key witness coming to testify and evidence. So that they didn't say that he didn't do it.
Okay.
To cut it short, I just think United, what backlash was going to be. You got people that said that, they were not going to support Man United again if they allow him back. One English fan said something like that. So, he would have taken it. It was going to be tough for him, but I agree what Alka said as well. He's gone out. Hopefully, he will play football. I think every human being deserves a second chance, regardless of what you've done. That's just my opinion. Yeah. So
thank you. I think we're going to go on here. We're moving on to Liverpool. Anybody thinks Liverpool will challenge for the league this season? They're not doing bad.
They have a good squad.
Yeah,
they have a good squad. Yeah, they have a good squad, and they started better than what they did last year. But openly now, that top four. If you look at City are just in the league of their own. I will happily say that as an Arsenal fan. The bar is there for City. They're the team to chase. Then you can, if I start calling Arsenal second here, Man United third, they said I'm biased. But I'm looking at squads after City, I don't think there is any other team right now in
100%.
England that got a better squad.
I'm with
Everybody,
you.
but it looks like right now we cannot afford any more injuries. But I think the top 4 race is open from second, third, fourth. I think that's open. They can really do it. But in this league, you have to be lucky with injuries. 2 bad injuries or big injuries, that's it. Your season can be over. For example, like us now, the way we play, the way we setting up, losing Partey and Zinchenko are the 2 best players we had. If they have to invert into that midfield position, they're the 2 we had. Tomiyasu doesn't like receiving the ball behind his goal. He doesn't. So if he comes there, he will just do a decent job, half decent job. Or
just
you cannot play him.
Just with Partey, he's gonna miss like 4 league games.
6 weeks.
So so
that means now.
It's going to be available. It's going to be available against City, which is a good news. Before we play City, it's going to be available.
That means now you cannot afford to lose Zinchenko the way we play. I'm just giving it system-wise. We cannot afford to lose him because we always like to have somebody from half-back to come in midfield. Unless he started playing, what's his name? Ben White. In that role, like what Stones did last year for Man City. Unless he's thinking about that, because Ben White looks like somebody who is very good on the ball. But why not? I think for me, I just think City, Arsenal, Man United, Liverpool, Tottenham will be there about. This is my opinion.
Yeah, and don't forget, Ebola this year it's top 5. It's not only top 4. Top 5 will go to the Champions League.
Yeah, they increase it to that level.
Yeah,
so that's what I'm saying. In no particular order, I would think Man United, Chelsea, Man United, Arsenal, City, Liverpool, Tottenham. Because they got the best squads right now here. These 5 teams.
What about Newcastle?
I think they will have it tough this year. I honestly do.
Who come to Newcastle in the bit? Fox, what do you mean of Liverpool? Let me say Fox stops.
Yeah, look, my opinion about Liverpool rather is, they're good. They kind of lost their rhythm, but I think they're picking it up again. Because they are very good players. They can fight, and then they can surprise. They can make anything happen in the last minute or in the middle of the league. So I rate them, and I know they can compete with all of us.
Okay, Van, your rivals, Liverpool.
Liverpool, yeah. I was actually praying for Salah to be sold to Saudi, one of the Saudi teams.
You didn't put them in your top 4, did you?
Liverpool.
Did you put them in
No,
your
I
top 4?
didn't. I didn't put them in the top 4. I think, if I can remember, my top 4 was Man City, Arsenal, Man United, and Chelsea. That was my top 4. Liverpool. Obviously, I was praying that Salah gets sold. Then they were kind of struggle.
You know what? I was praying too as well.
Yeah, obviously the Saudi league is closed now. It's still probably maybe January. You never know.
Yeah.
But now they, as Ibola mentioned, they have a good squad. But the only thing that might hinder their chances of making top 4 is playing Europa League, because that Thursday Sunday games, bro, it's hard.
It's not easy.
Especially when you start getting injuries and stuff. So, and obviously Liverpool being Liverpool, they're gonna try and go all the way because they don't wanna do an Arsenal by concentrating on the Premier League and then ended up losing both spots.
No, but we are unlucky, Van. We are unlucky when we lost to Sporting. That game.
They always use us as example. They always use us as example.
I still hate that game against Sporting Lisbon. That's where we lost the league. Against Sporting Lisbon. That's where we lost Saliba. Saliba injury cost us the league because that game we lost it on penalties. Then we lost 2 defenders, so we couldn't cope.
No, I'm not even
like you said. It's true because this Europa League and even the traveling, you travel to far countries before you get back to England. It's Friday morning. Then Saturday rest, Sunday you back on it again.
And this is not the first time. I wasn't even referring to the last season one, but I think this was the same issue when Tottenham beat you to the 4th place, isn't it? Because you were in the Europa as well that season, and you lost in the final or the semis. You lost the final, isn't it?
I think. No, we lost the final when we were with
No,
Emirates. That's where we lost the final to Chelsea.
No, that season.
That season you're talking
in
about. We were not in Europe.
No, we were not in Europe that season.
What is it?
Season before.
Yeah.
Oh, okay, but that's the season where you didn't qualify, you didn't get top 4, and then you lost the final as well. Yeah. But yeah, anyway, I think Liverpool, that's the only thing that's gonna kind of hinder their chances. But you never know. The Premier, there's still a long way to go.
Long way to go. Yeah.
I don't. For me, I don't think they will make top 4.
For me, quickly with Liverpool, I watch all their games here, but defensive they're looking suspect still. So I'm getting worried for them. Like when they come up with I watch especially their first game against Chelsea. Chelsea, if they play a better team like Arsenal or Man City, they could have scored like 4 or 5. So I'm worried about their defense right now. Attacking, they're good. Midfield, they're looking solid. This guy they signed is scoring 1 goals here and there. But I'm worried about the defense. Right now, they're without Van Dijk and without Konate. Konate is injured. So they have to play Matic and Gomez like the way they played against Villa. And that game, Villa, I don't know what Villa was doing. They just come out trying to play football at Anfield. If you go to teams like Anfield, you cannot come out and try to dominate. So that's how they get caught. They get caught. All the goals that Liverpool scored is counter-attack football. And they couldn't score that. So if they played a better side on that day, I think they could have lost that game. So I'm really worried with defensive. But for me, I don't think they will challenge, but I think they will make top 4.
Interesting.
Yeah. So we move on to Tottenham. They're starting well so far. 10 points with Arsenal. Will I go ahead? Tottenham, what do you guys make of Tottenham?
They have a good start. You cannot disagree with that. They have a good start, and they look like the manager looks like he's setting them up in a way that he wants them to play, and they look like they buy into that idea as well. Sometimes you can lose these big players, but all you can do is compensate it across the squad. Maybe buy 2-3 players, chip in look at us what we did as well. You can have players that can score goals. He can leave. You can have one player like Harry Kane. He's been scoring 30 goals for the past 7 or 8 years. Now that he left, what they did was they bring somebody who can give assists. In Madison, he started well. Song is still there. They got other players that are playing well as a team. So as a team, they're looking solid. And like Van said, are they in Europe top now?
No.
They're not in Europe as well. So they only have 1 game per week. So they had no excuse. They had to at least push. They have to fight for that top 4 or at least European position. So if they can have that, that means then it's a successful season for them after losing Harry Kane, because they haven't won nothing with him. So if they finish in the top 4 or at least in the top 6, to get back to Europe will be minimum what they want, at least to get that income back. Because you cannot compete with the teams like Newcastle getting Arab owners. Man United will probably end up with a rich owner. City are already there. And then you got Chelsea, you got a reckless owner that is ready to slash money anyhow he wants. So obviously what you want to do is finish in the top European position, get that Champions League money or European money to boost your squad. I think they're looking good, to be honest. I've always watched 2 games of them against Bournemouth and last week. No, against Man U, I didn't watch that game totally. I just seen the goals.
They played Burnley in it last week.
They play Burnley. I didn't watch that game as well. I watched their game against
Bournemouth.
Bournemouth. I watched that game, and they look solid as well. They know every team is beatable, but you have to beat what's in front of you to build confidence, to build momentum, because it can go wrong for any team here. This league is hard. You don't take it for granted if you beat Man United today. Like you beat Man United today, you go next game, you're not gonna have an easy game. It doesn't matter if the only team that I'm worried about in this league right now is Burnley and Luton and Everton, because they look like they going down. These 3 teams.
We'll talk about the relegation zone quickly anyway.
Yeah, I'm just giving you a tip because they look awful. With Luton, you just looked at them and think, where are they gonna even get a point from? I don't know whether you guys have seen that.
They should have left my neighbors Coventry to go. It's better, man.
Exactly. But for me now, I will have to go. I will have to go because I have to wake up early tomorrow.
No, we all gonna go soon. We're just gonna make a few points. One quickly, just start now.
Yeah, they've as you guys mentioned, they've had a good start. to be honest, before the start of the season, I wasn't convinced that they will do well this season according to what they did last season, and especially losing, their main goal scorer. But it seems like, as Ibola mentioned, the coach is doing well and is trying to get the team to perform. So at the minute, I'm still, even though they have had a good start, I'm still not convinced that they can make top 4. But if this can continue till like December, and they haven't, they don't lose many games, then you never know. But at the minute, I'm still not going to put them in my top 4. But they're doing well. They have had a good start.
Fox.
Yeah, I'm not ruling them out. Not in my top 4, but my top 5. They can be there. They are very good. They tried, and I'm not ruling them out at all.
So the last one, we talk about our country, our nation, Gambia. They're playing Sunday to Congo, so they need a draw in it to qualify. So what is our expectation if they qualify to the Cup of Nations? What are we expecting from them? I'll start with
Just do better. Just do better. Just do better. You've been to the AFCON a couple of years ago. They tested. I think we got good players in that squad. I'm one of the ones that don't follow Gambian football much, but I try to follow the boys playing outside a lot. And if you look at those players outside, I think we got good. I don't follow the league, but I think we got good players out there that can help the team. And people sometimes, I don't know, with that coach, everybody seems to think, oh, he's this, he's that. But I think he's working miracles with the players we've got and the lack of experience in tournaments. For him to take us what we did in the last AFCON in Cameroon, quarterfinals, is it? Or second round?
Quarterfinals.
For him to score exactly quarterfinals, and this year we need at least a point to make it to the back-to-back AFCON. Bro, that's a big achievement for a country like Gambia.
100%.
That's massive.
Yeah, very true. When I look at them, I just look at Gambian football as Gambian music, trending from one point to another. So that's where we are now. We're moving from point 0 to point 1, 2, 3, or from point A to point B. At least you could say in those days we were trying, but we were not there. But this time, with a very good technical guidance, we are able to achieve a lot. And then the boys also are very determined. With good exposure, this was always my cry. We needed to expose Gambian players to certain leagues. So with that, alhamdulillah, now, the red, white, blue, white, green can swing, man.
And even the AFCON has changed a lot because now people are going there, people are realizing that they got talent in that country. So, which is good because sometimes all the outside world need to know is just see a country and look at the way they play and look at the structure and think, oh, there is something here. We might as well have to go. With football in Gambia, the authorities should just forget about all this corruption or personal gain and look after that country. If they look after that place, if you look at our facilities, we got the worst facilities in football. I'm not sure about any other country, but you look at Senegal, I can judge it from Senegal. Look at the facilities they got in Senegal. Yes, they are bigger than us, but a small country like Gambia, we should have better facilities for people to train properly, go and play football. We got good squad players. Look at that squad. We got players that we are out there playing in other leagues even before they came and play for the national team. And what if you don't have the talent, you don't go outside and play. Yes, there is luck, but yeah, I think Gambian football can just prosper, like you said, from A to B. I think we should have just press the gas and then go, because the moment you develop football, the better for your country. It opens up every avenue. But look at it right now. Even that, I can't believe these people. I don't know whether CAF were messing around with us, but to come back just to divert from this football topic, how can you renovate a stadium and the officials are coming back to tell you it's not fit for purpose? Why don't you ask what they wanted and then implement it that way? I'm not sure. I'm sure they must have done something like that.
Yeah, I didn't even understand that, to be honest.
I don't even understand that. They said they spent 100 million in there, or even more, and they're telling you it's not fit for purpose. Come on, whoever is in charge of that project.
That's better than getting a new stadium then.
Thank you very much. This is what the idea was. They should have got a stadium for even 25, 30. There was one Twitter. We had one Twitter space before I was talking about this. They should have gone somewhere around the Birkama area. All these lands that they just doing it 20 by 20 everywhere. Everybody is selling line 20 by 20, 20 by 20. The whole Gambia is 20 by 20. Why can't they go give people outside there in Birkama or somewhere in the Foni build a good stadium with good facilities? It doesn't have to be 50,000 capacity, maybe 25. That's feasible. People can come in there and fill it up when Gambia is playing. Good facility, everything. But this stadium, next minute, Wally Seka is coming, they will give him the pitch. Yusundur is coming, they will give him the pitch. People are protecting the playing surface, but they will just destroy it. Because of what? Money.
That's the problem of Gambia, never in advance. But anyway, we'll move on.
Good luck to them. I hope they made it to the AFCON again. Sorry about that.
Yeah, no problem. Like, before you go, don't go. I got a few questions to ask.
No, I'm waiting for Van.
Yeah,
Van has something else to say. Yeah.
No. Even like mentioned important points in regards to Gambian football. I know we have been doing well in on the pitch in terms of progressing to the quarterfinals of the African Cup for the first time, and now we are on the verge of qualifying again. But we should have built from that momentum of going all the way to the quarterfinals by making sure that the boys are ready this time around in terms of qualifying. It's just really, really disappointing that we have to go and play our game, an important game, in that respect, in Morocco, where we needed that 12 man, which is the fans, to push the boys when they need it. You know what I mean? Touch wood, God forbid, I hope we qualify. But if we fail to qualify, the Gambia Football Federation have a big question to answer. Because it's disappointing. In regards to the team, I think we have a really good squad. Even though I know obviously the coach have been the one that have taken Gambia to the quarterfinals. Tactically, I still, even though some people might argue, but I still think that we could do better as a team because we have quality players that can play quality football. Even that quarterfinals we lost against Cameroon, I was disappointed because, yes, we play in the home game. We had nothing to lose. We've never been in that situation before. Why not just let the players, free to do what they can? But sometimes we play too much defensive when we have quality players that can take us forward and score goals. But that being said, hopefully we can get the results that we want, which is minimum a draw and then qualify and then build from that. But football needs investment. As much as you're doing well on the pitch, if there's no investment or if there's no push from the relevant authorities, which is the government and the Football Federation, then at the end of the day, we're just going to fall behind our peers. So they need to help Gambian football in terms of, building from this momentum, grassroots, the facilities, as Ibolai mentioned, so that, because it's like a chain reaction. As he mentioned, people are going there to Gambia now, getting talents because of what we did in the AFCON and what we did. Just look at the recent under 20 performance. Do you know what I mean? All these players that are getting scouted is because of that exposure. So the sensible thing is invest.
They don't see as you see. They don't see that because that's the only problem we have with those people running football in Gambia. Instead of for them to see this is a door opening for this country, let's kick it from here. No, they see it differently. But go ahead, Van. Sorry.
Yeah. That's it. I hope we get the win or we draw. But good luck to the boys, and I'm.
So where are we playing the game? In Morocco again.
Yeah.
Why they don't even bring it to Senegal?
Because Morocco is not. I think for Morocco it's free. So obviously Senegal they're gonna charge you.
Yeah.
Maybe that's the reason. For Senegal they're not gonna give you their their top stadium. Even though, I would like to say that we are neighbors and they should have helped us out, but this is football. This is competition.
Absolutely. If they invested in their country, why can't we?
Yeah,
absolutely.
Why not?
Yeah.
Why not? Yeah, but we got 1 hour or something, so we've been on this live Then I got 3 questions to ask. The first question is the most improved team last season. Who would you say the most improved team last season? The team that surprised you?
Arsenal. Arsenal.
Fox would say Arsenal. Van?
I agree with Fox as well. Arsenal.
You mean from last season or this season?
This season, because we have so many games to go. So
last season, obviously, I will agree with them because even me, the Arsenal performance shocked me at every stage of this season.
Just quickly, before we waste time. Any apart from Arsenal, any other team you're looking at? Any other team? Second team?
Apart from Arsenal, Newcastle.
Good one.
I think they did well, very unexpectedly.
Yep, Newcastle.
I agree. The most improved player last season.
Ooh.
For me, okay. For me, it's Granit Xhaka of Arsenal.
Improved.
No, I don't think he got that time.
Last season.
Improved.
No, what I mean,
he was happy.
The reason why I say Granit Xhaka is Granit Xhaka was not performing when he was at Arsenal until that came. So last season,
but he did. No. I disagree. When Xhaka came under Wenger and even under Unai Emery, he just had an issue with the fans, and then everything got lost, translated in a different way. But my point is
the reason why I say Granit Xhaka, because of last season, he scored I think 8 or 9 goals. He's never scored like 8 goals in a season. And the football he was playing last season, he was playing very good. So for me, it's my opinion. For me,
absolutely.
Van?
For me, the most improved player last season was Moise Caicedo.
Moises, good shot as well.
Caicedo, that's a good one.
Good shot. Ebola?
Compared to his first season and the second season,
But if you'd like to leave a message, you can do it now.
I just can't make up my mind here.
Struggling.
Because I looked at certain players in certain teams.
Just choose one.
I defensively, I like.
It doesn't matter. Defensive
one Bissaka. I love his way of defending with tricky wingers. And last season, every winger that he faced, even in the Europa League, not many people have joy over him.
That's true. Facts.
So I like that boy. I like him as a defender.
The most
Ebola spoke my mind. One Bissaka, Aaron, the Spider-Man, one of the best, number one all over the world.
I love him. Trust me, he's one of them players that I will love him at Arsenal.
Because we don't have time tomorrow. All of us are going to work. So the other question is, who will win the Golden Boot?
This season.
This season, I know we're all going to say Haaland.
Obviously.
It's a question.
That's not a question.
If Harry Kane was here, I would go for Harry Kane, but he's not here. So I'll go for it's between him and Mo Salah.
Okay. Who would you have in your team, Bruno or Martin Odegaard?
That's sentimental, man.
No.
I'll maintain Bruno. I will have Bruno.
I will have Martin Odegaard.
I will have Odegaard.
I have Odegaard as well.
I'll have Odegaard.
I have Odegaard as well. Last one. Let's name three of us. Name your like relegation team. 3 teams that are gonna get down.
Luton
Luton,
and
Everton, Bournemouth.
Okay.
I think Luton, Everton, and Wolverhampton.
Wolves.
Fox.
They're struggling for goals, man.
Yeah.
Fox.
Yeah, me. I cannot go up to 3. I counted Wolf and then Luton.
Yeah, I think I'll go for the same thing that Van went. I'll go for Everton, Luton, and what's it called? The other one. Bournemouth. Yeah. I think it's gonna be between Bournemouth and Wolf for me. You know. But guys, thank you so much. You know, the viewers, make sure you subscribe, like, and comment, and share the video as well. You know, and then we'll be back with our podcast again next Thursday, inshallah.
Thanks for
inshallah.
Yeah.
Thank you very much.
Take care. Good night, guys.
Bye.